Welcome, Aquarius, to a new era. My name is Emma. Aquarius, this is your, where are we? This is your love reading. And I set the time frame to early, we're almost in mid, but early April until early May. It's not a quick fix reading. I take my time to get into the energy of whatever's going on with you. So it's rather a little bit of a journey that maybe perhaps you want to take a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or your lunch and come with me. It's more towards the end where I sort of have a full in-depth view of what's going on. And then there's also an extended if you're interested in going even deeper. So Aquarius, let's see what's going on for you, for your love. It can also be that you just don't feel like I'm talking about your love relationship, but rather your career. And then apply it to that. Whatever fits your story is perfect. Aquarius love. Aquarius love. First card out is that you seem to be turning the page in love. Seem to be moving into something new. Whether that is something new in an already existed relationship or whether that's something new in terms of you being single and meeting somebody. Takes a little bit of time to get the cards out. So maybe you feel like this has been like a long time coming. Because when I pre-shuffled the cards, they sort of flew out everywhere. And King. Wow. So the first card out is Page of Ariel. So to me, Ariel is the love angel. She's also the manifester. I rarely speak about her being the manifestational. Like she shows up when like she's a strong manifester. But for some reason I want to do that today. So perhaps you really are manifesting your love right now. Like you're really manifesting, yes, love relationship, but love all around you and turning the page in love, meaning you're literally turning the page. And it seems like because you're standing in the library. And so it's, to me, it's a little bit of humor going on here. It's like, we're not just turning the page, we're turning the page. Like we're in the library to turn the page. That's how like obvious it is to you, how obvious you are about this turning the page in love. So perhaps you really, 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 really wanted a relationship, or you just really wanted, I'm not going to overdo it again, or you just really wanted a new face in your already existing relationship. We're going to clarify this and see what's going on there for you. And then King of Michael. Michael is all, I was about to say, usually when I talk about manifestation or action or movement forward, Michael shows up, and then he did. But today also I want to say that Ariel is like, yeah, she's the love angel, but she's the manifester. All that is also Michael. So there's a strong action forward. There's a strong manifestation shift for you happening for sure. And King of Michael, is the highest possible energy around a person. So that seems to be like you're in a really good position right now to manifest exactly what it is that you want. There's a lot of peace coming in for you. I can never look at this card and not say that it has sort of like a Nordic. I'm from Sweden, and we have, our flag is yellow and blue, and this is very yellow and blue for me. So there's might be a Nordic vibe. There might be a Swedish vibe, even. Can we clarify this Page of Ariel? What is it that what's the shift here? We're moving on. Yeah, you're turning the page. So we have the moving on card, number 6, and we have shadow, number 18. So it seems like we're stepping out of the shadow and coming into the light. So whatever journey you've been on, whatever sort of in the basement, in the shadow, in the like dark night of the soul path you've been on, is like you're passing on the torch to the light. So if this is more like in your personal life, of course it's your personal life, but like if it's more like on an individual journey, perhaps not so much. Okay, I just have to say, when we talk about, okay, so the relationship is this and that, or the work is this and that, or the finances are this and that, is like those are your finances, and this is your individual journey. No, for me, they always intertwine. There's no separation. What's overall going on with you, you're going to see that result in whatever it is that you're looking at on the outside. So obviously, if this is you have come out of your shadow side, you're moving on to something new, really great manifestation in turning the page into something new in terms of love. Whether that is like you feel like that's on an individual journey, like you're just on an individual plane, you're stepping out of your shadow side and coming into your lighter side, your more positive side, your more knowing yourself side, and moving on into what feels like just something new, and you haven't really seen any evidence of that, like on the outside in terms of relationships, they're gonna catch up. It's just how it works. And I'm saying it as if it is a truth, but to me, it is such a truth. I've lived it for so long that I know that whatever I'm changing on the inside is going to be a direct reflection on the outside, and whatever's going on the outside is a direct reflection on what I'm feeling on the inside. So there's a shift here for sure. We have a new beginning with a number 1, and we have endless possibilities with a number 8 there. Adding those up, we have a number 9. So we speak about an ending, coming into something new. You're going on a really strong personal individual journey that might reflect on the outside in terms of your love relationships. Something you're moving away from. You're moving on. Again, it's almost like having 2 cards with the same thing. Moving up, but it wants to clarify that we're not in the shadow. They clarify with this that we're moving on from the shadow. You're stepping into the light. 6, there is the connection with your inner being. That is you connecting with your higher power so that you are in alignment with whatever it is that you want. That's probably why you're such a strong manifester right now. Meaning, basically it's like the floodgates open. Basically, it feels like maybe it has been ebb and ebb and ebb and ebb and ebb for such a long time, and overdoing it again. But like that's probably how it felt. And then all of a sudden, you're making the shift within you, and then you open the floodgates and everything just falls into place, almost falls into your lap all at once. And we want to clarify King of Michael. And if some of you guys like sit there and watch or listen, you go, I don't feel like a strong manifestor whatsoever. I don't see any evidence of this. Try as best as you can to just go inwards and just feel the feeling of it. Rather than looking for validation or looking for proof or evidence on the outside that stuff is happening, whether that is a relationship that you want to see come I was not going to say come back, but I want to say come back. A relationship you want to see come back, or whether it's like a car you want to manifest, or like a stronger intuition, whatever that is. Like if you don't see any evidence of this, just go to the inside and connect with the inner being and just sit in that truth as much as you possibly can every day, and you will start to pick up those evidences. Because sometimes I get the comments like, I'm nowhere near this, or this doesn't resonate with me whatsoever, because like it seems like you're a little bit too far away from it. However, if you can listen to this message, if you're drawn to this message, it means that you're right there. So just take that to heart and just trust that, okay, you are on the right journey. And for the rest of you, congratulations. So there seems to be, okay, so we're turning the page in love. We're coming out of the shadow and moving on into the light. In whatever situation you're in. Preferably, Jesus, in the love relationship. We have 2 and 4 here with mental conflict. but then also with authority. And this authority card is very much the King of Michael. Like that's the same vibe. I get like super strong, confident. They're both having their arms crossed. So there's a little bit of defensiveness going on here. I never thought of Michael in terms of this card like that before. But because this authority card, and I never thought of that like like by itself, like singled out by itself before either. But coming together, I'm so drawn to look at like the arms being crossed, being a little bit defensive. Like, I know who I am, I know what I want, but I don't think it's so much that you don't let out as it is. I get this vibe that you probably are having a little bit of a tough time to let in. That you can work on open up your arms a little bit more and let in. Maybe on the deep level, because of the journey you seem to be, because you come out of the shadow side. There's always a journey there. When the shadow card shows up, it's like, okay, we've had a journey here. And it's like we're stepping into this very, very, it's not like you feel like you're not on top of the world. It's not like you feel like you're lacking confidence, because I think you more and more are like really, no matter what age. It took me a freaking long time to find my confidence, let me assure you. And I'm turning 25 this year. I'm turning 46, okay? I'm turning 46, and it took me quite the while. I mean, it's not too long ago that I felt like I'm starting to be comfortable in my own skin, and I feel like you're there. You're really there, so you have the confidence, but there's something about... there's something about it here that you have a little bit of a struggle to let people like really, really all the way in. So I think that's what you really are dealing with at the moment. You're working on it. We have a lot of solar plexus energy here around Michael as well. Like a lot of solar plexus energy with the like that energy center for me is all about manifestation, worth, self-confidence. So it's something you're working on. I just don't perceive you as like lacking in confidence. I don't think so anyway. I'm not picking that up. So it's like you come into this really good position within yourself. You might have a Libra influence there somehow, some way. There might be a Libra watching you, Aquarius, or there might be just justice coming back into your life. Good karma returning right now in your life, where everything seems to fall into your lap. We've had this though, mental conflict. It's like there's been a little bit of I wouldn't go so strongly, and I don't mean at all to joke about these things when something's so important and so horrible for some people. I don't want to make light of it, but the more human we can bring to it, the better, I feel. But it feels like you're a little bit schizophrenic. If I didn't know any better, maybe you have a little bit of a personality disorder going on there. And I'm saying that with a huge bunch of humor and a little bit of like a pinch of salt. So there's something about your past and coming into the new. We've had a mental conflict. I'm drawn to those words. So there's something about branching out. Do you see like how new and blooming you are and like thinking in new ways, thinking in new, almost like you've grown new nerve ends in your brain, like neurons are just firing left and right. There's a new dawn in your brain. There's a new way of looking at things, looking at yourself. You come out of this shadow side and turning the page in love and moving on to something new. But there's an inner conflict here going on about what? Can we clarify this conflict? Sacrifice. It's almost like I'm having the shadow card here again. Do you see the similarity of these two? It's like we're coming from this darker side and we're being pulled out into the light. You're literally being pulled out into the light. So there's something, the minute I saw this card, I felt um, you're never gonna, okay, so there's something about never getting closure. If you're looking, sorry for taking a little bit of time here, I just want to get it right for you. So whatever you've been in the past, whatever situation was in the past, is like, it's almost like saying, okay, if you dealt with somebody, if this was like a lover to you, if this was a boss, if this was a friend, a family member, even a child, a parent. I'm not so hung up on the romantic partner, but they can obviously be a romantic partner as well. If this was a situation where the shadow side was this situation, was this person, the moving on from is this person, the being pulled out of, literally almost being saved, like pulled out of the darkness of the situation and almost thrown into, like, you go from complete darkness to complete light. Nobody does that. Like, nobody does that. That there's always this journey. But it's like we're being pulled out of the situation. I don't think it has like petered out. And maybe there's somebody's name is Peter here. It hasn't petered out. It's like we're being pulled out of the situation, and whatever that situation was, whatever that person was, and whatever that person did to you, perhaps, because I don't think that this is you that has done this to them, because I feel like you're never going to get your closure. And it's almost like, Aquarius, you're so good at focusing on new things, on other things. It feels like you've said this to another sign, not this week, but like a while back, maybe perhaps Cancer. Had somewhat the same vibe. And okay, anyway, it's like, just because you're so freaking good at refocusing, like, put your focus, whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to get more of. The minute you talk about stuff, the minute that's going to start to show up. So if you don't want to include it in your reality anymore, just try to zip it as much as you possibly can. And I just feel like that's what you can. You're the super manifester right now. Like, you're such a powerhouse when it comes to you're focusing your mind on something, and that starts to become your reality, and you see it so fast. We have the page of Ariel here, and like I said, it's very much focused on Ariel and Michael this time, about being so strong in what you're manifesting. But it also means that whatever hardship you came out of, if we were to compare, I learned this a long time ago, never compare yourself and never compare any other to any other. But here comes the comparison. If any other person were to be in the exact same shoes as you have been in, I think that they probably would have needed, like a normal person that will, at the end of this life, they will die. So you seem to be supernatural, I don't know what you are. They would have needed so much more time to just comprehend what has happened, to work through it. I'm not saying that's worse. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying, well, that's lousy. So you need 3 years to get through this, and Aquarius just needed 6 months. So you're the loser. Like, I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying there seems to be like a grand shift here for you. You seem to almost flip a switch here to go from the dark to the light in such a rapid pace. And because you're so freaking good at refocusing your situation, to start to like, okay, so this is a lousy flower, I don't want to focus on that anymore, and so I'm focusing on this beautiful flower that's sitting right here. And so we're magnolias, which way? There are magnolias there. And so you just start getting more and more of those new magnolias. You start to get more and more of that beautiful flower. And there's something in you. Remember, we're clarifying this. There's something in you that is a little bit like debating, are they going to get off that easy? they're just going to get off the hook that easy because you have such a power in mind, being able to create somewhere else and create this new wonderful life for yourself. They're just going to walk away unnoticed and unpunished and whatever is undone there. Like, it almost seems, and it feels also like you will never get closure, whatever situation this has been for you. And it's almost like I want to say, I'm sorry you had to go through that. Although it has made you into this most powerful manifester that's probably walking in a pair of shoes. There's a lot of comparison to shoes here today, or talking about shoes. So I just feel with this, there's a little bit of a mental conflict that, okay, am I just going to really go from that type of hardship into this type of light in such a short time and just let bygones be bygones? I think that's the conflict that you're dealing with. And just so you know, if you need any type of validation or any type of like, you want to get them somehow, you want to just have their, it's like you want to get you want validation, you want to just be acknowledged for what the heck you've been through. But you know, at the end of the day, nobody will ever truly understand what you've been through. Nobody could ever, because they're not you. So nobody really will understand, and you will feel so much better if you just continue on this path right now, where you just move on to this next, like the page of new love. The page of new love is grand here. And we have justice being returned to you. And some of that justice, I don't really like speak about revenge or speak about, because I don't think, you know, the more you can just climb the emotional scale, emotional ladder, so that you can just come higher and higher up into the rainbow heavens there, the more beautiful life you will have. And whatever sort of was unfair, unjust, the way you were treated in the past is now like good karma returns here for you. Now, like now it's coming back around, but you're going to be sort of, whatever you wished for in those situations is now coming in. So you have really highlighted and elevated and upgraded your life due to this past. So it's not for nothing. It's actually for everything. And if you want some sort of pushback to this situation, to this other person, just know that they're going to get their karma as well. You don't have to do anything in order for them to get their karma. The universe will take care of that. And it's not all of a sudden that there's, you know, they're going to be haunted or anything like that because they treated somebody else so badly. It's just that whatever you send out is coming back. It's just a fact. It's just law of attraction. I'm sending this ugly energy out, and that's going to start to echo. Maybe not in the very beginning. It looks like they're fine. It looks like they're just moving on, having a grand day. No, they're not. They're absolutely 100% not. Maybe it looks like it, but that echo is going to start to come back, as it is for you as well. Wow. So you seem to have come out of some sort of, you actually seem to be really, really fine, Aquarius. If you just use that mastermind of yours and just focus on the new world, the new reality that you want to see, the new love that you want to see in your life, and actually get the other person off the hook as best as you can, as fast as you can, and let karma deal with karma. Like let the universe deal with karma for both you and them. What else for Aquarius? This is a little bit of an unusual reading. And you know, sometimes it's just nice. Sometimes it's just nice. And sometimes I think it's a little bit of taboo, or a little bit we're a little bit ashamed that we want to get back to somebody else, that you want to sort of poke somebody's eye out and speak loudly. But I want to poke their eye out. I actually want to see them dead. It doesn't mean that you want to see them dead. It doesn't mean that you want to have them killed. And maybe you go, yes, I do. In fact, I did. No, you didn't. It's like you just need to get those emotions out. So take out a piece of paper and write down the worst thing you can ever think of that person. Just allow yourself for 1 minute to just write down you piece of shit. This is what you did to me, and I will poke a stick in your eye. And then you don't have to say it out loud to anybody. You can just, tear the letter, tear the paper apart, and have it be just your own little yummy revenge time, and then be done with it. Because that energy is just going to linger in your body, and it's going to make you sick eventually if you don't let go of it. What else here for beautiful? Ooh, no. This, I don't know if that got on camera, but that's the way that the cards were talking before coming on camera. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Wow. So we have 3 orange borders, and we have 1 pink, which is love there again. The rest is very blue and dark. We have like, it's actually just blue and black on the table. Is 1 love card, and then blue and black. And then we have 1 card, again, there is pink. I can't talk. And now it's like, instead of clarifying it with blue and black, we're clarifying everything with orange. So that's your sacral energy center. That's your creativity and your sexuality. That's you getting your charisma back. That's you getting your magnetism back. That's you knowing who you are in the world. So first we have this 4 of Ariel. So this is like, okay, so we're turning the page. We're turning the page in love, and we're moving into the heart. We're moving into the heart of love. Whatever the heart of love means for you. And the growth that you've done, like, it's unbelievable. We have 6 and Queen and Ace. They're basically saying the same thing, all 3 of them. 6 there again, the connection in with your inner being, with your higher power. It says underneath, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. It's time to move on to the next project, awards, scholarships, or promotion. And that means just it's time to move on to the next phase in your life, whether that's actually around work or study or whatever, or if this is your love relationship. And then the Queen, as soon as the Queen shows up for me, it's like, it's the Empress. The Queen has always matured and come into such a wise place in her life. There's so much growth that has happened when the Queen shows up. So this is like the connection with your inner being, and this is growth when it's at its best. And then it has led you to this, the Ace of Gabriel, which is, if King is the highest possible energy around a person, Ace is the highest possible energy in a situation. And you reach that level now. We're in this level now. We've come up and come out of the hardship, and we're moving into complete balance here. No wonder you're starting to be such a freaking manifester. I'm going to move into the extended and see what else I can find there for you. So if you're interested in that, if you feel like you resonated with this reading, you're so welcome to come to the extended. The link is in the description box down below. If not, thank you so much for watching, Aquarius, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care, guys.